You're listening to the John and Heidi Show. Now, featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Ferris.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
On Sunny 93.3.
It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Ferris. Good Tuesday to you, Dan.
Tuesday, it is Tuesday, yeah.
It's kind of weird. I don't know what day it is. I don't know what month it is.
I think just a blend. I think, and I don't think it's just me. I think people just kind of started losing track of time during, the dark days, the pandemic days.
Oh, yeah.
When everything got thrown off kilter. I don't think we're back from that yet.
I have a friend who was working from home for the first time in a long time back during that. And I remember he posted a thing on Facebook like 3 months into it. He said, I had to wear pants today for the first time in 3 months. And
it's kind of funny how
he's like, I apparently gained some weight because they're all pretty snug.
The styles change, everything else. People getting back to work from remotely, whatever. They're showing up to work, bank vice presidents wearing yoga pants and feather boas. It's just kind of weird.
It was, yeah.
Totally different zone. Hey, it is, and you know what? I think we should all do this just because it's just always fun. It is National Stick Out Your Tongue Day.
Oh, yeah.
Can you guys curl your tongue?
No.
What? See?
I can.
See?
Heidi cannot.
Not everyone can, which is interesting.
Yeah, he just did it.
Oh.
He was sticking his tongue out. What are you doing over there? Not even
I was sticking my tongue out. I just wasn't curling it.
And this may or might not be something you two, and you guys have been, blissfully married now for 47 years?
Almost 23 years.
23 years. It is National Flitch Day.
Flitch?
I know, right? Never heard of it, have you?
No.
It's a pretty big deal. Way back into the day, they're thinking somewhere around the 1200s. Heck, I don't know. It took place in London. If you got married.
Yeah.
And you could kind of throw down 1 year to the day after getting married. You could go before the court and they would kind of put you on trial. And if you could still prove that you were totally, blissfully in love with no problems, you would win a flitch of bacon.
What is a flitch of bacon?
That's a great question. I sure wish I would have looked that up.
Here,
it's a measurement. I think what I did find, it's about 25 pounds.
Holy cow.
Oh.
Which is a lot of bacon.
That is a whole lot of bacon. That's for somebody bringing home the bacon. Now, we've been married 23 years, and we are pretty happily, blissfully married. Maybe not a flitch of bacon.
I would love a flitch of bacon.
That would be up to judges and juries, though.
I don't know that we would be blissful enough for a flitch of bacon, but we'd definitely be blissful enough for some bacon bits.
But how about that? After just a year, I would think that would be kind of a cakewalk.
Oh, yeah.
And hey, free bacon?
Oh, I don't know. The first year is pretty tough.
Okay.
First year marriage is tough.
And I guess it depends on the questions.
Yeah.
And whether they're buying your story or not.
That's true. That's true.
There you go.
No flitch for you.
Stick out your tongue, get married, get some bacon. Yeah. Holy cow.
It's been a busy day.
What a celebration. Brian May is 75 today. He, of course, one of the founders and guitarists of Queen.
Yeah.
Queen. He's also a pretty brainy guy. He's an astrophysicist.
Yeah.
PhD.
Yeah.
He's a PhD. I mean,
Whoa.
Yeah, he's like a legitimate
genius,
science guy.
Yeah.
But it was the guitar playing that gives him a net worth of about $250 million.
He should probably keep doing that, too.
Yeah, it wasn't making pie charts.
Yeah, probably should keep doing that.
English actor Benedict Cumberbatch.
Oh, yes.
I don't get that.
And I'll just come clean here. I have no idea who he is. I just wanted to say that name.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's famous. He's pretty successful.
Famous.
How much more British can you get than that
name? That's a pretty British name.
Benedict Cumberbatch. He's 46 today.
I saw him in a movie where he had like a different accent. He's a pretty tautalented dude.
He's supposed to be pretty darn good.
Yeah, he's good. I think he's probably found a good niche.
He made his bones, actually. Came to light, national spotlight, playing the part of Stephen Hawking in the 204 made-for-TV film Hawking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. He did it. Like I said, he's a good actor.
Interesting. And rumor has it, legend has it, she took an axe and gave mommy and daddy 40 whacks. Lizzie Borden. She was acquitted of that whole thing in less than a year, by the way. Stayed living in her hometown, and she was a woman of means, inheriting whatever from her dad and her stepmother, and just was like throwing parties. She was a socialite. I don't think anybody'd come over.
Yeah. No, they did. People partied there and there were some people who they wanted to party with her because they thought she did it.
Because of the notoriety.
Yeah. They're like, she got away with murder.
In beautiful Fall River, Massachusetts.
Yeah, which is lovely this time of year.
It certainly was. It was 1848. 1848. Already hubbubbery going on in this country. The first official United States Women's Rights Convention is held.
Oh, nice. Nice.
in Seneca Falls, New York.
Very cool.
No sandwiches were made that day.
Oh.
And the men folk all just stood around staring at their own shoes, muttering, sorry. Sorry.
That works.
1961, the very first in-flight movie is shown.
Oh, what was it?
On TWA, Trans World Airlines, on a Boeing 707 from New York to L.A. Film was By Love Possessed.
Gosh.
Starring Lana Turner, Jason Robards, and Efren Zimbalist Jr.
Loved Jason
Me too.
Robards.
Now, you would think it would be just kind of a run-of-the-mill film, whatever. No, this thing had some teeth to it. It was about a neurotic woman who engages in an illicit affair with the law partner of her impotent husband.
Oh, my.
Ooh, based on a true story.
Yeah, it was only shown in first class, by the way. And now the world of sports. John, I know you're a big sports guy.
Huge sports fan over here.
1903, the very first Tour de France.
Oh, that's a bicycle ride in France.
Sure is. In fact, French dude Maurice Garin wins that race. To Maurice's credit, he did that race with both testicles and no performance-enhancing drugs.
Unlike Lance Armstrong.
Shout out to the U.S. Brain Trust, Lance Armstrong. Okay, well, I know, we all know, we just bust ahead.
Gonna do that. It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Ferris.
Whoa, what's going on here?
It's your Mintervention, sweetie.
My what?
I'm with Mint Mobile. Your family and friends are concerned about your expensive wireless plan.
I don't even have Mint Mobile.
And we want to fix that. Right now, you're paying too much. With Mint Mobile, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month.
Really?
Yeah. Get nationwide coverage for less. Plans start at just $15 a month.
Learn more now at Mintervention.com. Coverage not available in all areas. New activation and a 3-month plan required. Additional restrictions may apply. See terms at Mintervention.com. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Super excited to visit with Theresa Caputo. You might know her as the Long Island Medium. How you doing, Theresa?
I'm great. How are you?
I am fantastic. And you have a tour that's going on, and you're going to be in Sioux Falls later this year. We're excited to have you come to town. Have you been to this area before, Theresa?
I have, and it's absolutely amazing. I absolutely love Sioux Falls. I actually purchased a lot of drums because I do drumming in Sioux Falls. So I'm super excited to come back.
Well, we're excited to have you here. Now, let's talk about how you became the Long Island Medium, because that's not something that, everybody does. How did you end up getting into this?
So I was a practicing medium for 10 years prior to the Long Island Medium, and my manager, Courtney Mullen, had come to me for a reading, and she unfortunately had lost her dad. And she had such an incredible experience. Her dad, through the reading, restored her faith, and she felt that everyone should have the opportunity to connect with their loved ones that had died if they were struggling, because it was so profound for her. And she came and said, "Would you like to do a television show?" And I'm like, "Okay." Here I am thinking I'm going to record a couple of shows and I'm going to go on with my life. Never thought in a million years that Long Island Medium would be on for 10 years, and I would travel all over the country doing live shows for thousands of people and living on a tour bus. So never thought in a million years that this was going to happen.
Well, I think it's really cool. And a New York Times bestselling author on top of that. So in addition to the very successful television program, and every time you go out on tour, you sell out these crowds over and over and over. And now you've got books as well. So if you were going to talk to a young Theresa, do you think that young Theresa would believe all these amazing things that were going to happen in her life?
Absolutely not. I couldn't even leave my house at one point, the younger Theresa, before I understood my gift. Because I've been sensing and feeling spirit since I'm 4. And I thought everyone was sensing and feeling and seeing the things that I was. And when I found out that they weren't, I kind of ignored and didn't embrace what I was getting. And that's when I started struggling with anxiety, crippling anxiety, to be truthful. And once I understood that I had this ability not only to connect with my own departed loved ones, but everyone else's, I started to feel better as I started to understand my gift. So the younger Theresa would never think in a million years. I thought I was just going to be a Dallas Cowgirl cheerleader, to be honest with you.
There you go.
But here I am,
Well, and I think the path that you took is a really good path because you're helping a lot of people. And I think that this is something that, again, there's some people who don't understand this at all, and they're kind of weirded out by it. That probably makes sense to you, though, too, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Well, look, I get it. Listen, I'm the first one, John, to say what I do is absolutely crazy. How can someone communicate with someone that has died? I mean, I struggled with that for a long time, and I also struggled, like, why was I chosen to do this? Once I realized, okay, this is my job here in the physical world, it's not about people believing in me. I want people to believe in an afterlife. I want them to know that they still have that connection with their departed loved ones. And the things that go on around them that they think might be odd or weird or a coincidence or might just simply remind them of their departed loved one, to know that that is their soul, letting them know that they are with them at that exact moment. They don't have to believe in anything else, because there are a lot of people that when they lose someone, they lose faith. They lose faith in themselves. They don't know how to go on after the loss of a loved one. And, I also realize that there are common things that spirit might say to someone. There are maybe common burdens and guilt that we carry connected to someone's departure. So it's not my fault or spirit's fault that there are common ways that we might feel. So the amazing thing that you'll witness if you come to the experience is the very unique things that spirit will have me say to someone. So with every healing message spirit has me deliver, they have to validate it with something completely unique to that person. So it's absolutely going to be something that the person never thought that their loved ones would bring up, because it might be something that happened years ago to remind them of happier times. They might talk about things that have happened since they've died. But the thing that I love the most that I have spirit do is channel with that personality. Yeah. The way that they were before they died or got sick, to remind us that from the moment the soul leaves the physical body, they are completely healed. They do not take any suffering, no matter how they pass, whether you watch them suffer with a disease that took away that personality, or maybe they passed away suddenly, and because of the way that they died, you were afraid that their soul wasn't safe and at peace with God. To validate that and to show that to us is just so incredible. And I love when someone sits back and they go, oh my God, that's exactly what my mom would say, or that's how my brother would act. That's exactly, it's the most, and to watch it and to be in that room and to feel it. The energy that is in the room it's undescribable. It is so peaceful, and everyone. This is why I call it the experience, because you walk away with something, even if you don't. Because people say it all the time. They'll say, "I had no idea what when I walked into that theater, what to expect." I personally did not get led, but what I witnessed was absolutely life-changing.
That's awesome. Theresa, we're excited to have you join us in Sioux Falls. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us about it right now.
Oh, thank you so much.
And she's going to be in Sioux Falls September the 23rd. It is a Friday night. It'll be at the Washington Pavilion. I'll throw all of the information at facebook.com/sunnyradio and facebook.com/Sioux Falls News.
Join us in October for The Sands, a week of music and fun that's been described as the best week ever by many of our guests. This year, we have more icons and more fun. Culture Club, The Cult, Loverboy, Belinda Carlisle, Lou Graham, Vanilla Ice, Samantha Fox, Firehouse, and many more. Plan to join us October 25th through the 30th at Planet Hollywood Beach Resort in Cancun, Mexico. This all-inclusive event will be the time of your life. Learn more now at radiotravelgroup.com.
And now stuff Dan finds interesting. Yeah.
It is time for Stuff Dan Finds Interesting. Dan, what do you find interesting on this Tuesday?
I guess I didn't see this coming. The invite must have gotten lost in the mail, but if you blinked, you missed it. This past Saturday.
Yeah.
Ben, J-Lo, Ben Affleck, tied the knot.
They
did? They did get married. See, I didn't think they would, but yes, they did.
I
knew
did
they were
not
talking about
know.
it.
And you'd think this would have been like, big bad nationwide or even global, because, you look at the do-re-mi involved, just that engagement ring.
Yeah.
Right.
That he gave it 8.5 carat natural green diamond valued at somewhere between $7 and $10 million.
That's a little bigger than Heidi's ring, even.
Then they ran around and picked out a new house in Bel Air.
Yeah.
$50 million, 20,000 square feet.
I was going to get him that too. It was on their wedding registry.
So what would you think this? What would you think this wedding was? Pretty high class. Pretty, but I guess what?
I would assume it'd be pretty intimate if they didn't tell it, if nobody knew.
They blew off to Vegas, man.
Yeah.
Really? Did Elvis marry them?
They
No,
went out to
because
Vegas.
Elvis isn't doing that anymore.
Kinda. You know, they were originally together back in
Chapel of
04.
Love?
You know, it took 20 years for this to come to fruition.
Yeah,
because
that's
they were
cool.
together 20 years ago, and then the breakup and whatnot. Got the marriage license in Clark County, Nevada. Saturday, tied the knot. Just hours later, they waited in line with 3 other couples.
Oh,
to
how
get the
fun would that be?
license.
Turn around, there's,
It
hey,
was just in a Vegas, like the White Wedding Chapel.
that's
So they
fantastic.
did not spend $2 million on
They
the wedding.
they did not. It was probably like $137 and a couple of $10 chips.
I sure hope
Oh,
they
that's
did.
awesome.
I hope they gave everybody a little more net. That's because they got the means to do it.
And J-Lo did share some photos and some videos from the nuptials she has her very own newsletter called
Yeah.
On the J-Lo. That's
Ooh,
her
I
very
love
own newsletter. Says it turns out love is patient, 20 years patient. Exactly what we wanted. J-Lo further shared that she wore a dress from an old movie she was in.
Oh.
Ben wore a jacket from his closet. And they gave one another the
And
rings.
the Batman suit.
Yeah, the rings they'll wear for the rest of their lives. They blew into Sin City, stood in line for that license with other couples, making the same journey to the wedding chapel of the world. She concluded in the lengthy post, quote, "Love is a great thing, maybe the best of things, and worth waiting for. With love, Mrs. Jennifer Lynn Affleck."
So she's changing her name to Jen Affleck now.
That's how she signed
That's
off
awesome.
on this. That's how she signed off.
Because there's a lot
on
of
that.
people, when they get married, when they're famous like that, they don't change their last name.
I bet she won't appear as Jennifer Affleck, though, in movies. I bet she'll still be Jennifer Lawrence.
I'd say this is just how
She could be
she's
Jen Affleck.
signed.
He could be Ben
It's
Affleck.
really
I
not
mean,
the
that's
argument.
good. Jen and Ben
Because
Affleck.
here's the skinny on this, okay? I'm going to give it 18 months tops.
That's what I'm saying.
kidding me?
I mean, when she
Well,
says for the
am I
rest of our
kidding you?
lives, when she says for the rest of our lives, that's pretty
thing.
optimistic for J-Lo.
I'm just a romantic at heart. I'm a big sucker for love over on this corner of the echoey studio.
So you have more hooks in your mouth than your,
I
than
just
your
think-
basic Awahi walleye.
I think these two crazy kids were meant to be together.
Oh, you do, huh?
And they saw the folly of their ways. They both went, their separate way. And then
Okay.
later in life, they go, you know what? You know what's missing in my life?
What's that?
Her. Or he said, maybe she said him, whatever.
She was shacking with Alex Rodriguez 9 months
Right,
ago.
exactly.
Yeah, but you know what? And now she's back with Ben.
There you
So
go.
we're
Well,
still-
to her credit, she does now have 5 more rings than the Minnesota Vikings. And just 2 shy of Tom Brady's 7. So.
Oh, is that all you have?
That is all I need. That's all I need,
That
man.
is all you need. Hey, Dan, thanks for coming in, man.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
It is the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Ferris.
What can I say that I haven't already said about BetterCreditCards.com? It's a website. You go there to get a better credit card. Okay, that's really probably all I need to say for most of you, but I still have time left, so how about this? At BetterCreditCards.com, we have different kinds of credit cards, some with better points and perks, some designed to help you build your credit. Whatever stage of life you happen to be in, we want to help. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
Here's your Market Beat Minute for Tuesday, July 19th, 2022. Equity markets pulled back more than 1% to start the week as traders and investors brace for the peak of earnings season. There are 73 S&P 500 companies reporting this week, including 7 Dow components, so the impact on the market could be tremendous. The general expectation is for earnings to beat the consensus, but by the smallest margin in years, and for the guidance to be weak, a trend that will weigh in on the market moving forward. In regard to the outlook for earnings, the outlook for Q2 results ticked up a hair over the past week, but consensus estimates for Q3 and Q4, the full year 2022, and the full year 2023 are all moving lower. On the economic front, the next big hurdle for the market is the July FOMC meeting. The meeting isn't for 2 more weeks, however, but it comes before the next read on inflation. After the latest CPI and PPI data, the market should be ready for a 100 basis point rate hike, or at least the indication it may be on the way. You can get the inside track at marketbeatminute.com.